Okay, everybody feels emotions in video game, whether it be rage quitting, the joy of finally beating that boss, or the sadness of a character you've spent 18 hours with dying tragically. So today, we're going to talk about the emotions you feel in video games. So, hey, welcome to the podcast. This is the 4th episode and the first with video. You get to see these faces.
Face cam.
In case you don't know, this is Andrew.
Hello.
That's Alex. I'm Willie. And you can't smell him, but trust me.
Beef's in the house.
Hey, everybody.
So, emotions in video games. I got this idea because for like the past 2 weeks, we have recorded video of Broforce and Overcooked, and in both of those videos, there has been quite a bit of anger, and to the point where at the end of it, my girlfriend came in and wasn't sure if it was like, is that a show or was that real? And the truth was, it was mostly real. So,
pretty mad.
Raging in video games. I've clearly got it.
You should probably go ahead and start, honestly.
So
let it all out.
So, like, I get frustrated easy with video games. Like, if I lose, especially in games that when you lose, they love to tell you verbally,
You suck.
you lose. I got that. I know. I was there.
You died.
So, like in high school, my bedroom was in the attic, and so my walls were all just drywall. And I played Madden and fighting games most of that time. And every time I would lose, I would put my fist through the wall. I'm so frustrated because you can't punch a pillow. It doesn't hurt your hand, so you don't get that relief.
I want it to hurt me back. I need to feel.
So, besides rage, like, am I the only one here who rages?
No.
I
Once
get
that,
pretty mad.
let's see, Broforce episode 2 will be out by this time, so, I was pretty upset during that video, because I have a problem with platformers. I'm fucking terrible at platformers. I hate them. I hate them so much. I don't like Ultimate Chicken Horse. I mean, I do, it's fun, but I'm not good at it, and it makes me angry. I'm not good at Broforce. And those fucking saw blades.
Saw blades.
Fucking saw
Over.
blades.
Doesn't help.
I was vaporized, just constantly, out of nowhere.
It doesn't help when one person keeps reminding you, hey, how did you not notice those saw blades? I told you they were there.
Thanks, Nick. All right,
okay.
good.
So the defense of that is when we keep playing the same level over and over again, and we keep dying in the same spot, it's like, hey guys, heads up, it's that same thing.
Yeah. We're aware of that, Nick. We were aware those saw blades were there.
Right.
But there's also all the other shit that's there.
We're also trying to do everything quickly. You, at one point, there's a saw blade, and you stood on the platform and waited for it to go 4 times before you decided to go. You knew how fast that saw blade dropped after the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Right, but in that same instance, you guys were all dead because you kept running into saw blades.
Not me.
I died.
I fell off a cliff.
I died
how'd the end
because
of that
you were
life
on
work
the
out?
opposite...
Well, no, yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, no, I died because we were on opposite sides of the screen.
Oh, you're talking about the zip
Because
line
you
part?
kept taking your sweet-ass time.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't played seeing what happened was I couldn't get on the platform because I couldn't see the platform because the screen was zoomed up so far. And you kept moving forward, and I couldn't
Couldn't go any further up because you wouldn't go.
No, I needed you to come back was the problem. And you kept
It was
moving
a
forward and
stalemate.
yelling at me for not getting up there, and I couldn't reach the platform. And I was like, Willie, come back. And you're like, move forward. What are you doing? And I was like, I can't see where I am because I'm off the screen.
And this is why I don't play video games with my girlfriend. I get very angry.
The Willie Nick rivalry is just my favorite.
It's amazing.
When they're raging against each other. Overcooked is the best one. They were just fucking.
I'm gonna kick
hilarious.
you in your head.
Nick was having a good time.
I was having a
'cause he's
great
prick.
time.
Yeah.
But Willie was livid. Because Nick, in the game you can dash. And we were on the fucking ice levels where you slide around. So Nick's dashing into fucking everybody. knocking shit off. Knocking us off. And it's just like everything's going to shit. And then Nick's the one that's like, guys, we would never even be able to beat this game.
Why
You're the one fucking around all the time. What do you want from us?
Why are you guys mad? Why are you guys mad?
It's just game. Why do you have to be mad?
It's just game, please.
Nick doesn't have any emotions.
No, I don't get angry at video games.
Yeah, he doesn't have emotions, period.
It's if
You
they're
get happy at
Nick is a
video
robot.
games?
well, I have fun. I mean, I do. I have a lot of fun.
That wasn't a yes
But,
on that.
well,
I have fun.
I enjoy myself.
So my happiness doesn't come from the game. It comes from more like doing it with you guys and like actually hanging out, rather than like completing a level or actually playing a game. If I wanted to play a game for fun, I'd go home and play a game.
What a bitch.
But like when we're playing a cooperative game or something like Road Force, it's playing with you guys is actually the
he
rewarding
likes
part.
playing with us.
I'll play
And
with
so,
you.
and so like when we're playing like Road Force, like yeah, there's a lot going on, which is why I don't understand why we insist on running through everything as quickly as possible. Because
we got shit to do.
It's a speed run, Nick.
Yeah.
but there's no reward for finishing quicker.
And maybe you.
No, there's not.
Finishing is its own reward. Am I
And
right?
so, like, we keep running into everything as fast as possible and dying to stuff off screen. And I go, I wonder why are we running into bullets when we could just, like, okay, finish an area and then move forward together and then see what's going to happen. We never do that. We just keep running, and everybody who's in the back has to keep up with who's in the
Okay.
front. And the person in front dies because they couldn't see the saw blades.
Do you think the people who developed Broforce were thinking, alright, to beat this game, what we want our players to do is we want them to take the game section by section. All 4 players sit there, analyze, they figure out the pattern of the way things move. And then they act on it, boom, like an actual military squadron. No, they designed the game to be fucking complete
Absolutely,
chaos.
because I played the game single player and it's really bad. I would not play Broforce single player.
I played a single player and I actually enjoy it. I
Oh.
mean, it's meant to be. It's Expendables the movie. It's what
Yeah.
it's an action movie.
Bro.
We're eventually there is a level on that game in which the whole level is you running as fast as you can forward because everything behind you is
falling.
blowing up. That's how the game is. It's supposed to be complete chaos,
Yep.
And it is.
and it is.
That definitely works in that regard.
Absolutely. No, and I love it. I wouldn't want to play it the slow approach because, well, yes and no.
Wait. You don't want to play it the way that you said that's the way we should beat the game.
You guys are the ones getting angry.
Yes.
You seem pretty tense right now. Are you okay?
No, I feel fine. I have no problem playing the way we play, but then you guys get mad for dying all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
Because
is,
I don't want to die.
Because
Then-
the game killed me. Why would it do that?
Then play the
I feel
then
mad.
play the
I
fucking
feel
stupid
betrayed.
bitch way.
okay, these are your options.
Yeah.
You play the way we're playing and die, or you take your time and play slowly.
Well, see, okay, when everybody's playing fast paced and you die, and either someone comes and revives you, or everybody dies, that's fine. But we also have you, who everybody dies, and then we're watching you stand on a platform and wait.
So the problem is that when everybody dies, I'm the only one left. I should stop trying.
No,
this.
you should. You.
Because when I'm the only one left, I'm trying to be careful because I don't want us to lose our progress.
Because there's plenty of gameplay where there's only one of us, and we continue to play at a full fast pace. All right.
I don't like when mommy and daddy fight.
There's one thing. It's called Broforce, not Bro Gentle.
Yeah.
Well,
Amen.
Okay,
Oh,
Bro
bitch.
Force.
All right. Well,
Force
then-
it in there.
Okay. Well, so I'll adjust. I'll just play crazy, and if I die, then we'll just start over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing
That's
changed.
how we played it.
All right.
Nick, you act like you've been playing the super tactical way.
No,
I
I-
edited both of those fucking videos, and you're dicking around just like we're dicking around.
Right. But then when I'm the only one left, I try to be more careful so I can get another guy back.
So do we.
Then
Hey.
what's the problem? The problem, I'm just too slow?
No, the problem is you're like, why are you all mad? Because I don't want to die. Sure, we fucking dick around, but that doesn't mean, that's not to say, oh, well, that's why you died. Okay, I still don't like dying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and go, okay, I need to completely adjust the way I play the game.
So
I'm still having fun. It's just I'm raging at the same time.
Yeah.
So you have fun getting angry, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of playing video games.
See, that's why I don't. See, that to me, I didn't get that impression.
Because, I mean, if I lose and I'm mad about it, that's fine if I want to continue playing. If I'm mad because the game sucks, I'll just quit playing.
Yeah.
As long as the game's making me feel something,
Yeah.
I'm having a good
Because,
time.
like, the worst thing you could have about a video game is boredom. You get a game and you put it in and you're bored, no emotions at all. Fuck that
Why
game.
play the
Why
game?
play it?
So has anyone ever like slightly dozed off while
Yeah,
playing a video
I
game
have.
before?
I have, but that's usually hitting like it's been like
No.
72
It's not the
hours.
game's
So I'm
fault.
like-
It's like,
It's your fault.
It's my
4
fault.
o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning. I've been playing Madden for 14 hours straight.
Yeah. That's another rage-inducing game.
Madden,
Oh,
fuck God.
fucking Christ.
Just sports games,
Yeah.
really. I mean, if you just get beat, it's just-
Anytime you're playing against someone, you can get mad. Like, I rage so hard. It's psychotic because, you know, anytime you lash out to
Psychotic.
the point where you're screaming and punching things, that's a psychotic event. Video games cause me to lose my goddamn mind.
Video games are great.
Yeah.
And in no way
I don't
induce
blame them
violent
for my problems
tendencies.
at all.
I do. Well, so we all determined that I'm the crazy one here. So you also rage, and you get angry as well.
It builds up.
Now Nick's a different
Builds up.
kind of crazy. He no emotion at all, right? Has there been any video game that has just purely caused you to have some sort of dramatic emotional outbreak?
So I used to play like League of Legends with my friends and stuff, and I mean I remember getting mad about that because that was a game like you played like cooperatively, like as a team, and then when you lose, it's like we spent like an hour and a half and we were winning, and then somebody screwed it up and we lost. So I do remember getting angry at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that was kind of a different, like Broforce and Overcooked, it is chaos, and we're running around, and yeah, I'm screwing around just like you guys are with the Overcooked thing. Absolutely. Because
I
as
wasn't
soon
screwing
as
around in Overcooked.
as soon as somebody starts losing it,
Sometimes you didn't even move.
I know.
because it's funny, and it's really funny to like in those instances, it is fun to lose when you lose in spectacular ways.
Yeah. Go out in the
But-
blaze of glory.
Well,
you
a
know?
game like League of Legends where it kind of rewards like you have to play tactically and everything has to be like in a correct order, and when you do your part right and somebody else screws it up, it really gets frustrating because you just spent an hour and a half playing that game and you did everything right and you still lost. Those are games that kind of really frustrate me because a game like League of Legends, you can't win by yourself.
No, it's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's a team game.
And so I get frustrated in games like that when I lose because of, especially when it's like a random person. Like if it was my friend that like screwed up, I'd be like, I understand, I had a bad game too. But when you're playing with a random and there's
You
like,
dirty piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're such garbage, you mid here. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, Nick, you dirty piece of crap.
Garbage.
You butthole.
I don't say butthole that often.
Freaking butthole.
Roll the tape.
Did I say butthole in that video?
Edit that in, Nick. I mean, Alex. I'm sorry. I call him Nick.
Oh.
But look at him.
Can we get this man a lollipop?
A game I can think of perfectly for like it's super tactical is Rainbow Six Siege. Because I'm super used to playing Call of Duty and like fucking Star Wars Battlefront and other shit. Like shooters where you're not tactical at all. I mean, you can play Call of Duty tactically. It's still it's a fun aspect, but you're not supposed to really. And then
Camping is tactical, right?
and then my girlfriend gets me Rainbow Six Siege, and I'm like, oh okay, I'll
It's a
play
very
this.
different game.
I don't play a lot of. I had Rainbow Six Vegas, and I mean I liked it, but I didn't play it that often because I found it kind of boring sometimes. But with Siege, I don't know. I really kind of embraced the aspect of playing tactically because at first I started playing it like Call of Duty, and I realized that's not the way to fucking play that game because you will just get destroyed. Because there's like the terrorist hunt mode. I wasn't playing with any friends or anything, so it was me versus like 30 fucking terrorists. So I was like just going through trying to kill everybody. But I don't know. You have to take each game as it comes, pretty much. And some games you're gonna, sit there and devise a strategy and be like, all right, my job is to do this, your job is to do that, and somebody else does this. Call of Duty's not that game. Overcooked can be that game
Yeah.
when everybody's on.
It depends on your group.
Yeah, depends on if somebody's like dashing around on the ice and knocking shit everywhere, knocking people into the ice. I don't know if we played with anybody like that. What about you, Nick? What do you think?
You know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I had fun.
Yeah.
He had fun. What
Yeah,
a piece of shit.
I mean, I had fun too. It's just at the end, I hated myself and everything about it. But it was fun.
Well,
yeah.
even before, I was like telling Andy, it's like, yeah, we're gonna play Overcooked, and he's like, oh, that's gonna be something.
Certainly
like-
was something.
It's because it's like we all knew somebody was gonna dick around. I didn't think it was gonna be Nick. I thought it was
I
gonna
didn't.
be.
I'm usually not that kind of person,
You're
but
super serious about it.
I thought it was gonna be just the three of us combined. I think you would be more serious.
What-
Nick
what
would
it
be more
was-
serious.
so-
and then me really would dick around the whole time.
at the beginning, I was kind of like thinking about like I'm gonna be super serious, like myself, like
Yeah.
all right, and they're gonna screw around. And I'm gonna be like, guys, why can't we do this? But then everybody started really trying, so I was like, well, somebody has to screw around. And
No
so,
one has to do that.
Someone's got to throw a wrench in it.
No one has to do that.
And so I figured, hey, we're just gonna start screwing around because as you keep playing, the levels get more chaotic. And I thought we were all gonna be more chaotic, so I started being chaotic, and nobody else was. I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
We're playing to
Stay
win.
the course.
Play to win. That's what we were doing.
I mean, we can try that next time.
No,
I have no
that's
problem
fine.
doing that. That's how I play the game normally.
I mean, we were having fun and winning, so it was kind of a bonus. I think
I don't know
we didn't
about
have to
having
redo
fun.
any.
We didn't have to redo any
We
levels.
blew through some of those ones.
Yeah.
We just fucking demolished them.
See, I
Pizza's
thought we were
next.
bad. And
Keep
then-
an eye out for that video.
That'll
that'll
be next week probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broforce 2
Broforce 2
should be out.
Should be
Came out a
out.
couple days ago
Yeah.
when you're watching this.
Magic.
Overcooked will be sometime next week.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know what we're putting out.
All right, besides anger, what about sadness? Anybody
Walking
been
Dead,
Walking
season
Dead?
1.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Oh
God.
You say I don't get emotional in video games. I don't get angry. I do get really touched in like emotional games. Walking Dead was hard
You have
to actually.
shoot me.
Yeah, Walking Dead was hard to finish because
Time. Take the gun.
God damn. Handcuff me to this fucking radiator.
spoilers, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody-
Oh,
Season 3's coming out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking excited.
Spoilers.
I'm so excited for
I
season
mean,
3.
it's still considered tactful to give a
Tactical?
spoiler for
Nah.
Tactical
tactical
spoilers.
spoilers. Tactical for like the
Lee
Final
dies.
Fantasy 7.
Yeah. I
Final
don't know.
Fantasy VII is one of those games I didn't get to feel that emotion because it was ruined for me. So.
Like way before I ever even knew what the game was.
I get the idea of spoiler alerts, but
I'm not
Yeah.
usually mad if something's spoiled to me. I was like trying to really stay away from Star Wars spoilers.
yeah.
And
That was really good because America avoided spoiling
As a
that
whole,
as
people-
much as
people
possible.
were very, very courteous. They're like, you
Yeah.
seen Star Wars yet? It's like, no. It's like, okay, I'm not
I'm
going
not
to.
gonna tell you that.
Like if the spoiler was thrown out there, it got like downvoted, like shut
People
down
took care of
so
it.
fast.
I've never seen that
That's
happen.
ridiculous to think about that. How fucking big Star Wars is culturally that in a nation where you have to know everything right away.
Like that. I think in a way it comes back on itself. Like it is so big that people wanted to kind of preserve it. Usually, like like Harry Potter, Game of Thrones spoilers and stuff were not as cultural. Like weren't as big, so people were able to get away with spoiling stuff because not as many people were taking care of it.
Yeah. I like get on Twitter while Game of Thrones is on, and everybody's tweeting about it. Everybody's
Same
talking
way
about
Walking
everything.
Dead.
Walking Dead is
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Because it's the social conversation.
Yeah.
Just be talking about the
They're
show.
just talking about it while it's on. With
Which,
Star
yeah.
Wars, it's like, no.
No.
Don't talk about
Which is, if, as a company, I guess you want people talking about your games, but then you don't want them spoiling it, I guess.
it.
Yeah, because it takes like the mystery out of the game.
That's
It
what
probably
Nintendo-
costs them some sales.
Nintendo does that shit. They're like, fuck, do not play our games online showing everybody what we do. We want them to enjoy the experience for themselves,
We want their money.
which is fantastic.
Give us your money.
Everybody's had their sad moments. Walking Dead,
Lee.
that's probably the
Walking Dead is
last-
probably the
Walking Dead's probably the biggest one.
Yeah, I'm about to say of games that I've actually been like, oh, I'm not crying. I'm not
like,
crying.
not
That game got me
necessarily
the first time.
not necessarily sad, but just like kind of heartbreaking is the end of Final Fantasy X. When you find out about Tidus,
Yeah,
and you're just kind of
Yeah.
God, that's awful.
that final cutscene and everything.
Titus?
Titus.
It depends on who you ask, right?
Yeah.
I've always said.
Is it
Titus.
Eris
I
or
always
is
said-
it Aerith?
I always said
don't
Titus.
fucking know.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
translation.
I always said Titus. So
Tate.
Well, I was corrected. I said Titus, and people corrected me. So I figured it was Titus, but I just kept saying Titus.
Don't they call him Titus?
Fantasy.
They never say his name in the game because you can change it.
Yep.
Right.
All men.
Right.
That's usually
That's a
JRPGs.
Final Fantasy staple most of the time.
But yeah, like that final cutscene and everything, like that was because like I was at an age where like I hadn't played like games that were like emotional that I got invested in like that. That was like my first big RPG.
It's like 40 hours you're stuck. You're
Yeah.
playing that character, and he's one of the characters you keep in the party the whole time.
Every fight.
Yeah, so I mean, it's his story.
He's the main character.
I mean, there's other really emotional stuff like when Yuna, that whole town is dead and she has to send them all. That's crazy. But like at that time, it didn't impact me. But I got oh man, so this guy is kind of just.
It's like, I think games hit that note more than just like the overall like sad note. It's just like the moving, like like an Inquisition. That one scene you come out of the mountains.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everyone starts singing in the camp.
Oh, dude, goosebumps.
Oh my god,
It's goosebumps.
it's so good.
And it's just like, it's not like really anything super crazy has happened. Some of the characters you have met throughout can die.
Because that's only like a good, not even 10 hours into the game when that happens.
But
It's just
that'll give you goosebumps.
I think video games as a media are a lot better at hitting you than like movies.
Because you spend a lot more time
with it.
Yeah.
You spend time as the character, and then normally something
Like a movie
happens in a cutscene.
Well, I love seeing story-based games that kind of like that's why Telltale does such a good job with that kind of
Oh,
that's
they
specifically
kill it.
where they always get you invested. They always make you make that hard choice. And there's a lot of video games where making the hard choices is easy because it's like
Seems like the only
It's like
choice.
Mass Effect and Dragon Age where it's like, oh, you have character choice, but it's like, are you gonna kill him or are you gonna let him live? It's like, well, I met him 10 minutes ago. I never, or
It's
I never
pretty
used
black
that
and white.
character.
It's pretty black and white. It's like the good choice or the evil choice. It's
Yeah.
not.
And so,
it's not like a myriad of choices.
I just think of the very first episode of season 1 of The Walking Dead. You go through the whole one with Doug and what's her name, like Carly.
Carly.
Doug and Carly, and then at the end it's like now you have to choose between them. It's like, but I like both of them.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you got to choose one.
Well, I'm trying to get Lee laid.
Yep.
Another game I don't think any of you guys have played that was kind of emotional was Undertale.
Yeah, I've never played
No, I
that.
didn't play it.
That game was actually really, I loved it. I really loved it. It took me like 7 or 8 hours to get through the story, but it's emotional in that sense because you meet every single character you meet is a monster. They're all it's their race. They're monsters. But every person you meet is like they talk to you before you fight them, and you have like little like back and forths and conversations, and like everybody has a story, and you fight every character. And that's the whole point of the game. It's like the game where no one has to die. It's like, some characters are not that easy to like spare or not take the peaceful route. But like I'm not gonna say rewarded for doing it. It's kind of like up to you. Sometimes it is just easier to fight them and kill them. But they really like throw it in there like this is a person, not a monster. Even though it looks like a monster and they're called the monster, like they have this personality. And I really felt touched by that aspect because you got to kind of grow with all the characters before you had a chance to spare them.
Gotcha.
I haven't played Undertale, but I hear it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. So I'm interested in it. I might play it sometime.
We should do that sometime.
Yeah. Apparently, the three of us haven't played it. So
Right, yeah.
Why not?
I haven't played this game, and I've watched probably like the first half an hour of it. But Last of Us, is that like a touch and moving game?
Oh yeah,
that's a real good game.
I figured.
Oh yeah, that game's so good.
Yeah,
I need to play that.
That game is intense.
I'll let you borrow it soon.
Yeah, thanks.
Gotta get that platinum first.
Grind out those multiplayer achievements.
Almost there. That's like a good old 6 more weeks of multiplayer.
Jeez.
Not literal weeks.
Yeah,
Not literal weeks.
That's about what you average, though.
It's like every match is a day.
Okay.
So
that means
yeah, like 6 more weeks.
Wow.
but besides like the actual gameplay causing emotion, like nothing was better than when you're anticipating a game and you finally get it. It's not as gratifying now with the current consoles with you put it in, it has to update and everything, or it fucks up.
Some of the magic disappears
But like,
in the waiting period.
I remember the PS2 period, like, oh man, I've been waiting for this game for months.
Pop it in.
Put it in and you fucking just dive in for like 10, 14 hours. Your mom's telling you to go to bed. You've got eye burn.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
You started playing, it was light outside. You played for like 10 hours, it's light outside.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
You haven't eaten anything, and you kind of smell because you've just been...
You stand up for the first time, you're like, oh my god, I have to pee so bad.
Yeah. You've had to go to the bathroom for like 3 hours.
You really just held it?
You can't.
Yeah.
I remember getting that like feeling of like, oh my god, like when you first start a game, with Skyrim, when you first open up and you're like just riding that horse carriage through the woods. I remember like I got the game the day it came out, and I was just like, oh, this is lovely, and like the goosebumps hit, and it's like, oh man,
Yeah, you start looking around.
It like encompasses you and really just draws you completely in, immerses you into the game.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what like the most anticipated game I've ever played.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah. No.
And we're doing this again.
I don't know.
No Man's Sky's great. Shut up, everyone.
There have been a couple of games where like I didn't have the money to buy it and just wanted to play it. I had Pokemon Stadium for a long time before I started playing the Game Boy games, and I remember really just wanting to play them and never having a chance. And then when I finally did, doing that absolutely just head first. Final Fantasy X is up there with that. Final Fantasy VIII, when I finally started playing it, is another game that was like, man, this is so fun. And like just
it's better than people give it credit for, that one.
Absolutely. People don't like it because it's like just a giant love story or something.
It's also really broken.
Yeah.
As gameplay wise.
That always hit me when people would complain about Final Fantasy VIII being like a big sappy love story, and I was like,
they're all love
that's
stories.
Like all Final Fantasy games. Like that's one reason I really enjoy them, because I love kind of getting that kind of hero romance story mixed in with your fantasy. But like people complain about it, I was like, why are you playing Final Fantasy games if you don't like the romance? Like,
people didn't like Final Fantasy 13, and there's no romance in there. The lead character is Lightning's, just a monster fighter who just beats the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
And there's no real relationship in there. And then 13 too, which is the better game, has that like couple mentality because it's Lightning's sister and like some other kid. And there's like this budding romance as well, even though like she's dating.
Isn't she with Snow like the whole time?
Yeah, but there's this constant like tension between the two characters, which is really good for a game to have. I mean, if it doesn't have it, there's part of it missing.
Too bad that game didn't have everything else the game needs. Woo.
I think that game gets a little too hard of a critique on. I actually enjoyed that game.
13 was okay, but 13-2 is a train wreck.
I never played.
Yeah.
I never played Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 15.
Like any of them?
None of them.
Wow, we did.
We're gonna play Final Fantasy 15 together.
Okay.
So, just know so you know.
Breaking news. No skill required.
You heard it here first.
We're gonna stream the whole game. One night.
Oh, no way. I think that's like a 70-hour game.
That's literally impossible.
Yeah.
Take off from work. I'll miss school.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's alright.
Any other emotions? I know people get like angry at games for not gameplay, but like just being bad. I've never had that. Whereas like I bought something and it was a shitty game and it's like motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've never had that emotion. It's like fuck, I screwed up and bought this thing.
Yeah, I've never really felt like cheated when I bought a game.
Yeah,
like I said,
I've had plenty of games that I bought that I have played like less than an hour of and like uninstalled. Like
absolutely.
PC obviously uninstalled and just never touched it. I even had a couple games that I emailed Steam like, can I get a refund on that like $5 game that I just absolutely hate? And they're like, you played it and it's been more than a couple weeks since you bought it. So
because Nick buys a game and waits a month before he plays it.
I've done that.
That happens. I'll buy games in like a grocery cart full of games and then take my time installing and playing through them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Any other media, like books are really good for they have the same feeling as a video game because the book takes you as long as it takes to read. So like
and you have to make up all the visuals yourself.
Yeah, so like
you feel like you made the character in a way
like
when you read a book.
And it's like your story.
And when those characters die,
it's your version of that character.
People are like, "Well, it's just a book," but it's not. This character lived a life. I went through this entire lifespan with this guy, and then he died. That hurt me.
Yeah.
So I've had that feeling with book. I don't think I've ever had that with. I've had some emotional points with the video games, but like I think a book has hit me harder than any other media.
Yeah, I can get that. It's not like when you're playing a game, you never have to just like stop, put it down, and like go process what just happened. Yeah. Like you read the Red Wedding or something.
Yeah, when you're done with a book, you sometimes you just want to sit down and like, man, that's over. That
I'll never get that back. Like I feel incomplete.
Yeah. Game of Thrones definitely. Yeah. Sorry, I had a lot of moments like that. Especially Storm of Swords. Had quite a few moments where I really just kind of stopped and was like, wow. But it didn't make me feel like as much sorrow as much as I felt kind of like, that's a really good story. I was like, this is so good because I feel so much right now. And like, I wouldn't change it for anything. Like, character deaths or any plot twist that happened. I was like, this is perfect the way it is. And that's why that's why it feels so much.
Just being so into something that like that has taken up every bit of time that you can give it.
Because even like deaths, I'm like, I wish he hadn't died.
I really like that.
I still like, I'm glad that happened because I love the story the way it is.
It's like, I wish he hadn't died, but I'm glad he died like that. Like,
well, not necessarily like that, but narratively wise.
Yeah,
in that
like fashion.
That. Not necessarily in the specifics.
No, like he got his head chopped off. Nice.
That's why I'm a big fan of coming of age stories. It's like you get that whole you get to see this character grow up and develop the way they are. Like To Kill a Mockingbird, scouting that book, man, that hit you. That's a good book. Like going from being like tomboy kid whose father's like this superhero, and then like coming to realize like everything's not exactly what it seems. Like that monster who lives in the house maybe it's not that bad, and her dad may not be that great of a hero after all, and like the world's not a just place. That's a great book for stuff like that. Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer do those things. Like just getting like into the character, like understanding those people, and then watching it take place. Like you just like read it and you hope I hope I get to live that in some way. And like you don't really notice because your day to day is just that, but you do. I mean,
yeah, it takes you somewhere else.
Yeah,
different place.
Yeah.
Well, I just said coming of age because I didn't really even think about that as like a emotional genre, but like I absolutely agree. Because we've all been through stuff, but like I've been through my own like little adventures and stories that I'm like looking back on. I really like relate to like that's one reason I think I like fantasy as much as I do is because stuff like Lord of the Rings,
especially epic fantasy.
Epic fantasy like Lord of the Rings, and I'll say Star Wars because it is fantasy.
It is.
And like Aragon for me was like around my teenage years was like coming out, and I remember waiting for that book.
Oh God, don't get me started.
And so like books like that where it's like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
These boys that grow up into like their hero roles. Like I always love those stories because I like to think that like I'm still kind of growing up into this like one day I'm going to be accomplished and be who I am. And I like to look back on my life and think of like what I've done.
One day.
Just nope. Better keep reading, buddy.
Living in fantasy worlds, my friend.
Yeah.
Happy
this way.
Yeah. That's what I do.
That's how it is.
So there, emotions. Everybody feels them. Everybody has.
I don't feel emotions.
Well, I guess they're technically people who don't.
I'm a big, strong man.
Anything that can bring any sort of a dramatic emotion deserves to get some sort of credit. Be it anger, frustration, sadness, happiness. That product, whatever it was, did what it wanted to. Maybe even if it's unintended. So, all right. So what are we playing this week?
This week I've been playing No Man's Sky. But I just downloaded Venture Capitalist on my PS4, which I hadn't played before. It's fucking boring as shit, but I'm having a good time with it.
Adventure Capitalist, the idle game?
Yeah.
I played quite a bit of that game,
Yeah?
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Here we go.
I'm trying to grind out some trophies in it. That's what I've been doing primarily, is going through, like, I only have like 4 or 5 games on my PS4 right now, so I'm just like going through each and trying to get the trophies that I can get.
Yeah, I played that game on Chrome, on browser. No, I was on Firefox. I was on Firefox because I stopped playing it when I got Chrome, and then realized I couldn't. There was an issue with
Like
playing it on
data.
Chrome, so I had to go back to Firefox to play it. And then I stopped using Firefox kind of altogether, and so that's when I stopped.
You just never went back.
I just didn't. Yeah,
I think the game's fun.
I played it for a while though.
It's free, right?
Yeah, it's a free game. I was looking through the free games on PS4, and I was like, my brother plays this all the time, so I'll try it.
What about you, Andrew? What are you playing?
Well, today, just Resident Evil 4 came out.
Yeah.
So I played a little bit of that. But didn't have a ton of time, but probably be playing that this week in between Last of Us multiplayer.
Yeah.
So they're pretty much the same game.
Sort of.
Last of Us ripped a lot from Resident Evil 4.
You ever played the game Enslaved? Journey to the West?
Or Odyssey to the West?
Maybe
or?
Odyssey to the West, maybe.
I remember seeing
like
that game, but I never played it.
That game is eerily close to Last of Us. I mean, even to the point where, like,
Shout out to Willie's phone.
even to the point where, like, there are some scenes, like the giraffe scenes and stuff, kind of reminiscent. But, that game also has giant airships, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what about you, Nick? What are you playing? I know you're busy. You're working.
Yeah.
Well, this week actually I started playing some XCOM Terror from the Deep.
Oh, he finally got it into the episode. XCOM.
So, and I do what I do. I open up my old Excel spreadsheet and print off some sheets that I use for organization. And so I've been playing.
Oh, look at how nerdy he is.
I know. I go all out with it. And that's the part I love about playing the old XCOM games is like you can get really detailed and organized. And
busting out the data.
Yeah,
the spreadsheets.
I enjoy that aspect of that game. So I kind of been sitting around keeping track of everything and building.
I nerd out like that with Madden.
Planning stuff out.
And your fantasy football.
Oh God, I by hand created a fantasy football projection chart where I like enter stats, and based on that and their age and the type of offense they play in, it adjusts it for the next season. So it tells me it's
fucking nerd.
So I don't feel as bad with my spreadsheet for my.
I'm too reactionary.
But it's sports.
Yeah, man.
I'm just too reactionary for that shit. That's why I can't play certain games where it's just like I don't think 2 steps ahead. Fuck it, I'll play checkers.
But you really like RPGs.
I know, which is weird.
He doesn't like the strategy element of the RPG.
No.
He likes the story element.
I will just fucking grind.
He plays his characters organically. I just know this about you. He plays his characters organically.
Yeah.
He likes to build his characters in an RPG the way the story tells or how certain happens, so they build their character as a reaction to that.
And if things get too difficult, I'll just go grind it out instead of trying to figure out the strategy to beat it out.
Willie will shoot himself. Willie will shoot himself in the foot for a story element.
Yeah. I do that with D&D as well.
I've seen him do it in D&D.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Okay.
Well, I guess this week I'm playing.
Fair.
I should finish I Am Setsuna. I'm around the last dungeon there. And then Prominence Poker. It was a free game. It was a free game on PS4. And if you like playing 7-card, whatever, not 7-card stud.
Texas Hold'em?
Texas Hold'em. There it is.
Is it still free right now?
I don't know. Is it not?
I don't know. I was on the store today. I didn't see it.
I got it for free, and I got the PS Plus starter pack, which gave me a bunch of coins and stuff.
Sweet.
But besides that, I've been reading King Killer Chronicles, which is a really good book. If you haven't read it, I recommend it. And I watch like 10 episodes of anime a week, so. And pro wrestling. Jushin Liger.
I last night spent way longer than I should have watching like random WWE clips. I never watched wrestling or anything, but I was just like watching it and I was like, this is interesting. I'm intrigued by this.
Okay, there's 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Tuesday, so that's 5. 2 hours on Wednesday, so that's 7. Every 2 weeks in Sunday, there's an additional 2 hours, so that's that week could have 9 hours a week of wrestling. Just for the WWE, and then there's the stuff I watch on YouTube and everything else.
Yeah.
So, I'm fucking addicted. So,
when I'm not playing video games, I'm watching YouTube pretty much.
Yeah. Guilty. You got me.
Trying to get a D&D game started. My last one kind of has sputtered out. People's got schedule conflicts.
We'll come back to it. We had a good stopping point, so we'll jump back.
I mean, those characters are still there in the world, so I guess I think it's a good point to stop on podcasts. Yeah, not too bad of a. I think it's a pretty good one for our first hour. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to look, so I think I have looked all around this room.
See, I'm lucky. Andy and I have the end, so we get to spend the entire time looking in.
Yeah. Your head keeps shooting off.
Yeah. I'm on it. It's cool.
This is a pretty emotional episode.
Podcast! I'm so angry.
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe. We need 100 subscriptions. We have a C rank. We would like an A.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody who has subscribed.
You subscribers?
Yeah. If you subscribed, you're awesome. If you subscribed, you're awesomer.
I made it an hour without talking about eating ass.
Oh!
You ruined it. All right. That's it. I'm done. I'm out.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us.